Good evening viewers and welcome. You're watching Hornbill TV and this is your anchor Kekrizanya Solo. Take a look inside your wallet. Chances are you will find an Aadhaar card, a PAN card and maybe a voter ID and perhaps even a passport. But here's a question for you. If someone asks you to prove that you're an Indian citizen, which one of those documents would actually do the job? It sounds like an easy question, but legally it is not. A recent Calcutta High Court judgment has once again put the spotlight on one of the most misunderstood aspects of Indian law, what exactly constitutes proof of Indian citizenship. So here's our special explainer. The debate resurfaced after the Calcutta High Court ruled Aadhaar, PAN card, voter ID, bank accounts and similar documents cannot by themselves conclusively establish Indian citizenship. The case involved a man suspected of being a Bangladeshi national, where the court held that possessing these documents alone was insufficient to settle the question of citizenship. So if these are not proof of citizenship, what actually is remains the question. Here is where India is different from many countries. India does not issue a universal citizenship certificate to every citizen by birth. Instead, citizenship is determined by or under the Citizenship Act 1955, and whether someone is a citizen depends on how they acquired citizenship by birth, descent, registration, naturalization or incorporation of territory. That means there is no single document that every Indian can simply produce to conclusively prove citizenship. Let's break down the documents starting from Aadhaar card. Well, Aadhaar card proves identity and residence. Yes, the Aadhaar card or the Aadhaar Act itself clearly states that an Aadhaar number does not confer citizenship and is not proof of citizenship or domicile. Coming down to voter ID, EPIC, where a voter ID establishes that someone is registered to vote, but it is not legally treated as conclusive proof of citizenship even though only citizens are eligible to vote. Electoral registration can itself be challenged or corrected under election laws. And then we have the PAN card. A PAN card is purely a tax identification document issued for financial purposes. Foreign nationals who have taxable income in India can also obtain a PAN card. So a PAN card or a PAN is not proof of citizenship too. Next is the passport. And this is where most people were surprised because after recent remarks by the Ministry of External Affairs, the centre clarified that an Indian passport is primarily a travel document and not conclusive proof of citizenship. Why? Because Section 20 of the Passports Act 1967 allows the government in exceptional public interest cases to issue a passport even to a non-citizen, which means who is not a citizen of India. Courts have also recognized this legal distinction. That does not mean passports are meaningless. In practice, passports remain among the strongest pieces of evidence of Indian nationality because they are issued after extensive verification and police checks. But legally, they are evidence, not absolute or conclusive proof. So what do courts look at? Instead of relying on one document, authorities and courts usually examine a combination of evidence, including birth certificates, parents' citizenship status, school records, land and revenue records, legacy documents, government records, where any citizenship certificate issued under the Citizenship Act where applicable. The final determination depends on the facts of each individual case and the provisions of the Citizenship Act 1955. The big takeaway: the confusion comes from mixing up identity, residency, nationality and citizenship. An Aadhaar card proves who you are, a PAN card proves you're a taxpayer, a voter ID proves you're enrolled to vote, a passport allows international travel and is strong evidence of nationality. But none of this by themselves are legally conclusive proof of Indian citizenship. In India, citizenship is ultimately a legal status determined under the Citizenship Act, and in disputed cases, it is established through the totality of evidence and not by producing a single card or document. So which document proves Indian citizenship? Well, the answer is there is not one universal document. For naturalized or registered citizens, a citizenship certificate is the primary legal proof. For citizens by birth, authorities determine citizenship using a combination of documents such as birth records, parent citizenship, and other government records, depending on the provisions of the Citizenship Act 1955. That's why Aadhaar, PAN, voter ID, or even a passport cannot by themselves conclusively prove Indian citizenship in every case. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.